going into week 8. Yeah, let's. I think we had a quick look at the table last time, but just as a reminder, we've got Mikey D at the top, heck of a team, 747 points scored, 6-1. I don't know why we keep letting him get away with it, but maybe he'll finally cop a loss this week against Ed. We'll get into the matchups later. The Joe Bunglers 5-2, the most points scored by like 100 points is very impressive. Skelly, he's sat at 5-2 as well. He's one win away from his best season ever, like ever in fantasy football. I think we all really, really want to see that, Skelly, but I don't think it'll be this week. Yeah, maybe you got Kidge, maybe a bit of a dolly, but we'll see. There we got Ed. Ed's at 4-3, 735 points for. Myself, 4-3, 731. And then Connor, 4-3 as well, making up the last of the playoff spots. He's at 700 points scored. The 3 and 4 crowd, we have Jim, Matt, and Damien. One of those doesn't belong. I'll let you guys figure it out. Maybe the points for will give it away. Jim's on 762, Matt's on 756, and Damien's on 630. So, yeah, figure that one out. Then we've got Mark on 2 and 5, Kinch on 2 and 5, and Numbnuts on 1 and 6. Their points falls are nothing special, to be honest. I think they're the first ones that are getting very close to being locked into the poo-offs, as we like to call them. Yeah, it makes quite interesting reading because we have 2 people in the chasing pack at 7 and 8 who currently have more points for than everyone in 4, 5, and 6. So yeah, and I mean more points for than Mikey D on 6 and 1 as well. So yeah, it's very much all to play for. I think it's like Connor would need to be outscoring them by like 10 points a week for the rest of the season. I'd need to be doing it by 5 points a week or whatever it is. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. The points for is going to make it. I can see when we get to the pointy end of this season, I can see points for being the difference maker for like the 5th and 6th spot. I can see a lot of people ending 7 and 7, and yeah, that would be how it's decided. But that makes it more and more exciting. Just keep playing your best lineups, guys, and doing everything you can. So yeah, that's the table. We'll go through all the transactions. I went through some people who should be claimed, and we'll see who went where. So Jahan Dotson, we had 3 bids there. Damien went in with 32 fab, beating out Kinch and Connor, who went 11 and 10 respectively. But Damien dropped Rondale Moore to do that. Now, it makes sense for Damien to drop Rondale Moore because he's got DeAndre Hopkins. But we'll see if anyone picked Rondale up because he's actually not terrible, you know. He's worth picking up, really. Chuba Hubbard went to Jim for 8 and no one else bid. Mikey D picks up Alec Pierce, the rookie wide receiver in Indy. Jim tried to get a $0 bid to get him back, but Mikey D put in 8 and got it. Kirk Cousins, so this is the one that I said if you needed a QB this week or if you needed a QB coming up, he's one to target. So, yeah. Skell listened to my advice, but he got beaten out by Kinch, who put 7 down to Skell 6. That is a bad beat. That is a real bad beat. Skell picks up the Jags defense for $2. They've got Denver at home. Denver is shit. So yeah, I like that. Nice little pickup. And then we got kickers. Nick getting Dalton Schultz, but I think he drops him later. Justin Fields. Matt going for Justin Fields is like desperation, man. He's to be fair, like recently, the last 2 weeks, he's been distinctly average. That's me being fair. Okay, then we've got Jim went for Sam Ellinger. I don't know, like if you're making waiver claims, Jim, I don't know why you didn't go for like the good QB. You've still got 90, not 90, that's Connor. It's 65 fab left to spend, and you didn't fancy putting 10 on Kirk. It doesn't make sense to me, but Sam Ellinger, roll the dice, why not? And then Paris Campbell, you're chasing the points there, and it's okay. It's okay to chase the points. Had a couple of good weeks. Why not? There's nothing changed in Indianapolis except a new QB. So who knows? Matt Hall going for after waivers, Matt Hall went for Daniel Jones. I like it. Why not? Dropped the New England defense, which I think you spent quite a bit on last week. So interesting choice. Interesting choice. Maybe I would have held on to him, but anyway. Then yeah, Daniel Jones is okay. He's got quite a good matchup this week against Seattle, so yeah, should be good. Numbnuts got Marquise Goodwin. Again, we're very much chasing the points here, but if DK Metcalf is missing, that's a good play. I quite like that. Skell gets Matthew Stafford as his QB. It's okay. I don't mind it, but you know what? I've changed my mind. I do mind it. Look at like the points for like he's got 6.8, 18.8, 10.1, 6.7, 10.3, and 11.8. That's the points he's scored. This is not there's not an exciting play. Not a good place to be. Numbnuts picks up the Colts defense. Washington this week. New rookie QB. I think they're going to be on the field a lot, and I think that might not be such a good play, but who knows? If they're on the field a lot, it means they can get more picks and sacks and stuff, so yeah, sure. Taylor Heineke sucks as well, so yeah, I don't hate it. Mikey D gets the Bengals defense, dropping the Green Bay defense. At Cleveland this week, Jamar Chase missing, maybe not. Dawson Knox being picked up by Matt. I don't hate it. Like, tight ends are tight ends. He's just as likely to catch a touchdown as anyone else. So, yeah. So it's fine. Mark picking up the Manders. Where they're going against a rookie QB. And Taylor Heineke sucks. So it's going to be a lot of defense. So, yeah, that's okay. J.K. Dobbins. News about J.K. Dobbins. He's basically done, isn't he? He's back on IR or something. Had surgery again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone's paying for that, Nick. But keep trying. Evan Engram, Dawson Knox lasted probably. I don't even know. It's not showing me times, but under a day on Matt's roster before he goes to Evan Engram. Sure. Evan Engram, like it says on Sleeper, he's a viable tight end option. I think why not? Why not? Fuck it. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe he'll be amazing. I think fucking tight ends. I just do not give a shit. Jermichael Hasty picked up by myself. So with James Robinson getting traded and moving, Jermichael Hasty potentially working as the backup to Etienne. If Etienne goes down, he's pretty much the last guy there. They have a guy called Snoop Connor, who sounds pretty cool, but it's just a stash in it. I've got to have some people worth a stash. We'll go through some more of those later on. Jim then had to drop both of his waiver claims, so he drops Chuba Hubbard, which I think did you spend money on Chuba Hubbard? Oh, so you've spent 8 fat, right, Jim? Come on, you need to get it together. You spend 8 fab picking up Chuba Hubbard, and then you drop him straight away, and you wouldn't spend 8 fab picking up Christian Kirk. It's just outrageous, to be honest. Nick picks up Hayden Hurst. I quite like it. He's got a stack there with Joe Burrow, with Jamar Chase going out. Yeah, I think it's someone's got to catch passes there. Why not Hayden Hurst? Look at him. What a guy. What a glorious ginger beard. Why not? And then Jim picks up Jawan Johnson, chasing the points a bit there, but limited practice as well. I don't feel good about that, but yeah, fuck it. Like, he's a tight end. He exists. I might have stuck with Gerald Everett, to be honest, but that's just me. Did anyone waive him? Oh, maybe I'll put a waiver claim in. Yeah, I'll be able to waiver him. I'm going to waiver Gerald Everett. Thanks, Jim. Dearness Johnson added by Jim as well. I don't know why you've done this, man. Like, you're better off holding on to Gerald Everett. You're better off holding on to Paris Campbell. There's some shenanigans going on there. Mark, so another set of waivers ran here. We had Mark picking up Alan Lazard, outbidding Ed 10-7, dropping Nico Collins. I don't mind that. Yeah, Houston wide receivers, who cares? And then Alan Lazard, like, if he's healthy, he's good. I don't think he'll be healthy though. I don't think he'll play this week. And then Matt drops Evan Engram and picks up Tyler Higbee. He's on his third tight end of the week. Fucking hell, man. Make a decision and stick with it. Mikey D brings the New England Patriots on board. Defense. I don't mind it. New York Jets, Brees Hall's gone down. He was pretty much running their offense. So, yeah, I don't hate it. Think you're fine I don't know. I think they'll probably be encouraged to throw more with Brees Hall going out, and that means more chance for picks and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't hate it. Anyway, we're caught up on transactions. We're caught up on the league standings. We'll get into the breakdowns. Okay, so matchups. We'll go through these in the usual fashion. First up, we've got myself taking on Mark, the Corderella story, taking on the Winchbag McTory boys. So I'm on 4-3, Mark's on 2-5. Predicted 114 to 101. We had no one play last night, so should be. We'll have a quick go through. Difference makers for me. So I've got Buffalo back off of the bye week. I've got Josh Allen's back in, Diggs is back in. I've got the Buffalo defense and my tight end back in, Dallas Goedert. I really like the matchup for Buffalo. They should smash Green Bay, to be honest. It looks really bad. And Chris Olave as well against Vegas. That's just going to be sweet. I worry for David Montgomery on my side. He's going against the Dallas defense, but my only other option is to play Brian Robinson, who has not looked good. So yeah, we're really struggling at the running back position over in the McTory boys. On Mark's side, he's got Dak Prescott, who didn't look great in his return last week, but maybe he can get it going. We've got Christian McCaffrey and Joe Mixon. So McCaffrey, I think his prediction's gone way up from last week. I can see him getting more and more play with a full week of practicing, and he looked good in the little things that he did for them, so he could absolutely smash here and go off. And then Joe Mixon against Cleveland have the worst defense in the NFL when it comes to running the ball, or close to the worst defense basically. So I think that's very good matchups there for him. Should smash pretty hard, but his wide receivers are a bit of a worry. So Allen Robinson against San Fran, McKenzie, okay, he should be good, and then Cooper as well versus Cincinnati. Upsides for him though, he's got George Kittle, who looks like he's coming into being a good tight end again. He's playing back up with the big boys, and he's got Washington on defense at Indianapolis going against that rookie QB. Nothing, a couple of bye weeks. He's got the Kansas City bye weeks, so can't put MVS in. I wouldn't put Mike Thomas in anyway. Tony Pollard, it's a shame you don't have another running back slot, because I would put him in, but not over McCaffrey or Mixon. For me, this game is probably going to be decided on Josh Allen not throwing to McKenzie. So if Josh Allen doesn't throw much to McKenzie but goes to Diggs instead, that's going to be good. And then I think it'll be outside. That's kind of the main swing. And then the other one is McCaffrey versus Debo. So if Debo's got the hamstring issue and he's with McCaffrey in play, I don't think he'll run the ball as much or get as many dump offs. All that being said, I think predictions wise, I'm going to go for myself to win this one. I bought a powerhouse team for a reason, so we need to start see it being a powerhouse. Josh Allen, whether he's throwing touchdowns to McKenzie or to Diggs or to whoever, it's points for Josh Allen. Diggs is going to be absolutely fucking awesome, and the running backs Montgomery's a worry, but Ramondre should be fine against the Jets. I'll pick myself to beat Mark there. Okay, our next matchup, we have Matt versus Damien. Matt's on 3-4, Damien's on 3-4, but Matt's predicted 116, Damien's predicted 103. A couple of guys played last night, so Matt had Lamar Jackson I think he was predicted about 20 points and he got about 20 points. So good little day from him. And then Mark Andrews, who left the game with an injury. On the other side, Damien had the Baltimore defense. I questioned this decision to have them in, and it looks like I was right. They only scored 5 against Tampa Bay. Probably should have changed them out, but too late to do anything about that now. Yeah, on Matt's team, it's his running backs have suddenly got very good with the emergence of Ken Walker. He looked so damn good last week, so damn good. He's going to be wanking himself into a fury watching that Seattle New York game. Yeah, it's like yeah, it's just points on points on points. Like the Saquon is the New York offense, and Kenneth Walker is fast becoming the Seattle offense because oh man, he looks so damn good. He gets AJ Brown back from his bye week. Devontae Adams was awesome last time he played. Michael Pittman is also a very good receiver as well. Honestly, if you weren't constantly being let down by Lamar and Mark Andrews, you'd have a very, very dangerous team here, and we'd all be more worried. But luckily, Lamar's a bit crap, so don't worry about it. Philly defense against Pittsburgh as well. That's an absolute smash play. On Damien's side, he's got Kyler Murray at Minnesota. Last year, this was quite a shootout of a game, I think, and Kyler Murray in a dome. Yeah, the new Call of Duty's out, but I think Kyler Murray will be fine. Yeah, I think it'll. I don't know. He should reach his projected, is what I will say. Yeah, then we have Najee at Philly. I'll swing back around to that one. Josh Jacobs at New Orleans. Smash play. Josh Jacobs is killing it. Absolute bell cow. The bellest of cows is Josh Jacobs. Then, yeah, receivers wise, Hopkins looking dangerous all of a sudden. DJ Moore looking dangerous all of a sudden with PJ Walker. And then Jacoby Myers as well in PPR. He's an absolute beast. So, yeah, I like that. I don't rate Darren Waller, but whatever. And then, yeah, he made bad bad choices on defense and stuff like that. Najee's an interesting choice because you're going against his defense, and I think you're in this instance. It's not usually a bad play to do it, but in this specific instance, I think it's like you're really limiting. Like it's more likely that Philly are going to shut him down. So yeah, I would keep my ear to the ground, and if DeAndre Swift is not going to play, I'd put Jamal Williams in. And even if he is going to play, I would probably put Jamal Williams in over Najee Harris this week. The Philadelphia defense are serious, and they will shut you down. So yeah, that's my tip for you, Damien. Put Jamal in over Najee. Avoid the sadness that he's going to bring you. On the other side, Matt's just collecting QBs, and his running back room, like Raheem Mostert on the bench, people should be trading for Raheem Mostert because he's very, very good, and his run down the stretch is awesome. So like Detroit are bad that he's playing this weekend, Chicago are bad, Cleveland are bad against the run. Bye week, Houston are bad against the run. San Fran kind of hard. Chargers bad against the run, and then like Buffalo week 15, fair enough. But then Green Bay and New England, like that's such a good This is such a good schedule if you're willing to like live with a couple of bad weeks. So yeah, maybe someone go and make a move there. It is boring, but I am gonna go with Matt to get the win here. I think Saquon and Kenny W have got a bit too much, and AJ Brown coming back as well against Pittsburgh. But don't be surprised if D Hop posts a monster score and DJ Moore gets back into the end zone again as well. But yeah, I'm going to pick Matt to win here. Okay, so next we have Mikey D versus Ed. Mike's on 6-1 somehow, and Ed is on 4-3. Mikey D currently projected 101. Ed currently projected 108 points. But they both had a lot of players play last night. So Mike, we'll get into it now. Mike's already had 15.3 from Mike Evans, got 123 yards and a load of catches. On the other side, Tom Brady, 17 points under his projection. And Leonard Fournette got 13 points, just about hit his projection there. So, yeah, that gives Mike 15 points on the board and Ed 30 points on the board. Yeah, so this one currently we are projected a Ed win. And it's because classic Mikey is just selling all of his players. He's just well, in this instance, it's because Austin Eckler's on a bye week. But yeah, I just don't know how we keep letting him get away with it. Like Deonta Foreman in Carolina is probably going to go absolutely wild. Just to make up for Eckler not being available, and James Robinson is in New York now. I can just see him just going wild as well. Well, I don't know. He probably won't play because it's his first week there. But it's fucking Mikey. We just know he's going to get in the goal line and run in like 3 touchdowns or something stupid like that, isn't he? Anyway, yeah, Mike's team, he's really battered by injuries here. But Tua against Detroit is good. He's a good matchup. Tua, like, if he's finally healthy, he'll be slinging it deep to Tyreek and Waddle, no problem. Running backs, yeah, James Robinson, he's recently moved teams, gone to New York. I don't know how it'll be like Christian McCaffrey last week, except a lot worse because James Robinson's not Christian McCaffrey. Your best hope is a couple of touchdowns there. Receivers wise, though, Gabe Davis is deep threat. He probably gets 3 deep touchdowns this game against Green Bay. Green Bay suck against the pass. And then Tyler Boyd. So Jamar Chase is out. That leaves T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. When either one of those two is out, Tyler Boyd does very, very well. So yeah, Tyler Boyd, he's done it again. I don't know how he's done it again, but he keeps fucking doing this to us, lads. We need to stop it. New England defense against Jets as well. I'm never really a fan of playing a defense when you've got one of your players playing against it, because Robinson's going to be so crap anyway. Like, I wouldn't worry about it too much. You don't have many options to replace him, but you've got some players you could drop. So we'll have a look at the waiver wire later on and see what's available for you. Just in general though, like, you should probably consider like going after Raheem Mostert from Matt, because yeah, that would make you, once you've got Eckler back and Mostert in, that's quite a good backfield, and all of a sudden you look very dangerous. On the other side though, we have the other Jags running back for Ed. We've got Etienne. He's suddenly stepped into a huge role. He's suddenly going to be the man, and he's against Denver, who are quite a good defense against the pass. Yeah, I think that could be quite a smash play. I think Etienne should do okay. Is he built for a bell cow role? Probably not. Probably won't survive that. But I can see him like having quite an explosive day. Tyreek Hill, 18.5 is a very, very optimistic score for him. He's going to need some touchdowns to reach that. We'll see if he can do it. I think he comes in under that projection, though, which I need to bear in mind. Gallup's fine. Pickens is Gallup fine? I don't think so. Like, Dak Prescott is struggling in the 2 games that he's actually played this year. So maybe he gets into rhythm and he's good. But he goosed for you last week. I don't think there's many better options out there though, so maybe just keep riding it. Like, sure. Pickens, yeah, I like it. Keep him in. And then Dallas defense against Chicago, I absolutely love it. Yeah, keep that going as well. Yeah, you don't really have any other options to put in. Like, I think you've been ravaged by injury a little bit, to be honest. But yeah, Kyle Pitts, man, tight ends are so gross this year. I'm probably here. I hate to say it, but he always finds a fucking way, doesn't he? He always finds a way. I'm gonna go with Mike to get a win here and go to 7-1. I can already see it. Like, Deonta Foreman's gonna have a crazy day. Tua's gonna throw to everyone except Tyreek. James Robinson's gonna run in 2 from the 1-yard line, and then Tyler Boyd and Gabe Davis is just like, yeah, gonna go absolutely wild. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mike to win this one. Okay, so next we have Jim versus Numbnuts, the inevitable disappointment. Numbnuts is 1-6, Jim's 3-4. We have Numbnuts predicted 99 points, Jim predicted 92, and we have 13 points. We have a couple of players played last night as well, so we'll get into it. So Numbnuts, he got 10 from his kicker, which is always nice. 3.5 from his tight end, which is better than can be expected most of the time. Yeah, and then we're like, it's unsurprising why Jim's predicted to lose here. Oh, he got a goose from Bateman as well, but 9 from the kick is okay, you know. Yeah. So it's unsurprising why Jim's predicted to lose here. You're playing a rookie at QB is a brave play, but there are paths for you to get a win. The Kamara against Vegas is great. Damian Pierce is an absolute stud. Um, Cortland Sutton, his QB, I don't know if you've seen doing a load of fucking lunges and high knees on the plane on the way over to the London game. He's just ready to go, man. He's just Broncos country. Let's ride. And then you've got Jalen Waddle as well. He's actually very, very good play. Yeah, so you got some pieces who could go off there. On the other side, like Geno Smith. Yeah, are we seeing him become what he always was, or is it just a blip and he'll get back to slinging it? I hope we see more Geno doing great because like it's just like a slap into the face of the whole of the NFL, really, isn't it? Dalvin Cook, great against Arizona. That's a great matchup. CD Lamb, I think he's probably over predicted. I don't think Dak's gonna do that much for you against Chicago. Um, Jerry Jude's like that's kind of like a good interplay there. So who's going to get more from Wilson, if anyone, Judy or Sutton? I don't know. I don't think either do very much, to be honest. Probably Sutton because Wilson stares him down. Thielen's been good. He's been like a top 24 wide receiver quite a lot recently. So yeah. And then your defenses, yeah, they're both fine. Like the Rams suck this year, so I actually really like this defensive play by Jim. Um, there's not much that you can put in to really improve your situations. Like, yeah, yeah. Numbers, you've suddenly got a lot of good receivers. How have you done that? You sneaky man. Um, I would pretend, yeah, you know what? No, I'd leave Latavius Murray in. I think that's you've got a lot of Denver in this game actually. Yeah, I would. Yeah, sure. Latavius Murray should be fine. Jacksonville aren't very good. I would probably predict here though. I think I'm gonna go with. Oh, it's basically Cook versus Kamara and Judy versus Sutton for my money. Um, I I'm going to lean towards. I'll go with an upset here. I think Jim gets it done. I think Jim gets it done. Like Numbnuts is a perennial loser. He's destined to be 1-7 really. Ellinger's going to come out and surprise us. Like 13 points is not a hard target to beat. So yeah, I can see him. Getting a couple of touchdowns, a couple 100 yards, probably scrambles a bit as well as a rookie. So yeah, like sure he'll be okay. But yeah, Alvin Kamara's got a great matchup. Sutton has been favoured by Wilson in the past. Waddle, if he's healthy and good to go, will be great, and he's got good defense as well. Yeah, I think Jim comes back here and gets the win over Numbnuts. Okay, next we have probably the matchup of the week. We've got Connor versus Nick. Nick is 5-2. Connor is 4-3. In both of their hearts, they are 7-0. If you believe their fancy made-up words and rules that they like to claim as real. There we had Connor had a player play. Chris Godwin, 75 yards, 6 receptions, 10.5 points. That's okay. A bit underperformance, but it's not going to kill you. And it's pretty much dead heat on the predictions, 112 to 110. So yeah, going into Nick's team, he's got Joe Burrow at QB, who has been competent the last couple of weeks, well, more than competent, really. And running backs wise, he's got Sanders back. He's got Jonathan Taylor, which his projection's getting lower and lower each week, which is probably about right. He's probably your best options, though, those two. And then the real powerhouses, Cup, Jefferson, Kelsey's on his bye week, so you're really relying on those two to get the job done. Other good moves I like, Joe Burrow being stacked up with Hayden Hurst. Yeah, I like that. The Jets defense is not the best defense to play this week, I think. Yeah, I'd probably avoid that. And then on the other side, Connor gets his QB back, so he's got Jalen Hurts in play. DeAndre Swift is actually healthy and practicing, so yeah, that's going to be good. And Chubb, the rushing leader in the NFL, we need to all put some respect on his name. But yeah, he's got a great matchup against Cincinnati. That should be spot on for him. Receivers, T. Higgins. Oh, what a smash play T. Higgins is. Like, you've got Jamar Chase has suddenly gone out with injury, and against a good team, it's going to be bad for T. Higgins because you get more coverage, but Cleveland suck. Cleveland are just bad against the pass. So, yeah, T. Higgins is great play there. Devontae Smith as well. I'm glad that you're playing him over Drake London. I would go so far as to say if you're not keeping him, Drake London can probably be kicked to the curb. And you don't need Marcus Mariota on your roster anymore because you threw your bye week. So, yeah, I would probably be looking at using those roster spots to pick up backup running backs. You know, you've got space here. Drake London, fine, whatever. Get rid of Marcus Mariota there, and let's get a backup running back on there and see what happens. It might come good for you. Pat Frymuth is fine. The Rams defense, it's okay. I don't know. I think San Fran are going to batter them, so I would try and move off the Rams defense if you can. Overall, though, I think this is the tough one to call. This is the tough one to call. So when I go through it and I look at the predicted, I'm trying to think like who's actually going to beat it and who's likely to meet it or go under it. And the only one that really jumps out at me as he's probably going to be crap. And sorry to do this to you, Nick, but it's Jonathan Taylor. I think he's going to suck. I think he's just not going to be good enough. So for that reason, I'm going to go with Connor to win this one. Yeah, I think your running backs let you down. I think Swift comes back and is just an absolute animal. Yeah, Connor, best of luck. The closest matchup, but I think you can do it. Take down the Joe Bunglers and finally give one of you a legitimate and one on your records. Okay, our last matchup, we have Kinch versus Skelly. Winchbag Asset Management versus The View from Jamar. Skelly, I think you might need a rebrand given that Jamar Chase is dead, but we'll discuss this later. It's fine. We have Kinch at 2-5, Skell at 5-2. I keep saying this, he's one win away from his best season ever in this league. Best season ever. This is big. This is huge. Skell, we all believe in you. Oh, I'm hiccuping. I'm so excited. Anyway, we have 90 predicted versus 98 predicted. Oh, God, these hiccups are going to be awkward. That's okay. We'll power through. Kinch has already had his defense play, but he had the Tampa Bay defense. I'm not sure what the thought process was there. Like, I don't know. Like, I get it. Lamar's been bad sometimes, but there will have been better options available. Yeah, Devin Duvernay obviously went off on Scales' bench as well. That's always the way. However, when we get into it, so on Kinch's side, he's got Kirk Cousins against against Arizona. I don't hate it. It should be good. Derrick Henry at Houston. Houston are crap. He's gonna go. Henry's gonna have a good day, definitely. Tyler Algier, yeah, that's a fine matchup. He's probably gonna get a touchdown or something. Receivers wise, there's no standout players there. Like Cooks has been meh all year. Christian Kirk is good though. But if he draws Patrick Surtain, I can see him having a bad day. And then Hunter Renfrow. So Hunter Renfrow actually loses a lot of targets to Matt Collins. So he's not as good as he was last year. Yeah, on the bench, there's no. I would probably put. It's a big call, but I don't know. Dallas defense are good actually. No, I think you're okay. On the other side, we've got for scale Matt Stafford at QB against San Fran. Awful matchup. I do not like this at all, Scale. We'll discuss this later. No, I'll tell you which QB you should pick up and play potentially. Aaron Jones against Buffalo. Great player. Awful matchup. So yeah, that's rough. Michael Carter. He should be in for a good day. Theoretically, New England, I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback in New England. So they might have Bailey Zappi back. They might have Mac Jones in. But with Brees dead and James Robinson only just in town, Michael Carter should be in for quite a big role. And then receivers wise, so Amon-Ra St. Brown, I don't actually know what's happening, but he's in the concussion protocol still, even though he didn't have a concussion. So a bit weird, but that's okay. Tyler Lockett, he's in a good spot against New York, especially if DK's out. Yeah, he's going to go off. Taysom Hill is Taysom Hill. He'll do whatever he wants. and then the Jacksonville defense against Denver. Yeah, I think that's good. I think this Denver Jags game in London is going to be fucking crap. So yeah, that bodes well for a low scoring game. I think you've got a nice pivot in Chase Claypool. Just throw him in there. If Amon-Ra's out, it's not the best, but it should be okay. When I look at this, I think this is going to be a proper 65 to 75 point slugfest. Absolute shit tier football being played. Which it makes me a bit worried about who to pick because yeah, it's you both got trash on either side, to be honest. Skell, this is a really good opportunity for you to get the most wins you've ever had, and I hope you like make some changes, so possibly move off of Stafford at QB, or make a trade or something, like go after Raheem Mostert or something, like, you know, just do something to like improve this and go for the best season you ever had. But I'm gonna go with the shock here, and I'm gonna say Kinch beats you. Okay, we'll have a quick go through the waiver wire and see who's available and see who I think should be on people's teams. Yeah, I realise I've gone on for like 40 minutes so far, so I'll try and make it quick. We've got Russell Wilson. So I don't think you should play him this week because I think he'll struggle coming back from injury, and he's just, you know, he's probably tired from all the high knees he did on the plane on the way over. But I would grab him and I would stash him through the bye if you've got the space. And I would look forward, especially if you are QB needy, I would look forward from week 10 onwards. So Tennessee are shit. Las Vegas do the worst against QBs. Carolina do not have a good defense. Baltimore, everyone's attacking them in terms of passes. KC will be a shootout. Arizona are not good on defense. The Rams is a bit tough. And then KC again and the Chargers. Like, that is apart from the Rams, that is a lovely, lovely schedule. Like, it is worth putting him on your roster, stick him on your bench too, especially if you're like, you know, you've been relying on someone like Marcus Mariota. So if we have a quick look at like who people have starting at QB, like Tom Brady, I would probably have this guy on your bench. Like, you can get rid of like you can get rid of Elijah Moore at this point. You can, yeah, and you can just probably have him stood there just in case. As well, Dak Prescott, in case he hasn't got it in the next 2 weeks, you can shift over. Kinch, you're on Kirk Cousins. You could move over and have him ready just in case. You've got Skell, you're probably fine, but I wouldn't play Russell Wilson over him this week. But Gino, I'd have him stashed and ready. Yeah, there's like Jim. I would play Russell Wilson over Ellinger this week. Okay. You know what? No, I wouldn't. I would play Ellinger. Go for it. Go for it, my friend. Yeah, Kyler Murray as well. In case he's not getting it done, I'd have Russell Wilson like stashed on your bench. Like, yeah, you can potentially. Well, I don't know. Actually, you've got some good. How have you done this, Damien? You've suddenly got 6 good receivers there. Anyway, yeah, back to players. So QB, Russell Wilson, he should be stashed and he should be held for 2 weeks, especially if you're QB needy or you know you're going to need one for your bye week in 3 weeks' time. He's worth stashing just in case. For this week, I don't hate the following people. Jimmy Garoppolo, Rams defense are good, but Jimmy G just needs to dump it off to CMC, Kittle, Debo, and let them do the work. I don't hate Jared Goff, especially if DeAndre Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown are playing. If they're not playing, don't play Jared Goff. Miami defense is bad. Then we have Andy Dalton against Vegas. I think it's worth attacking purely because Andy Dalton I'd probably play over Ellinger, Jim. Vegas are really, really bad against the pass, and yeah, Olave is going to get fed something fierce. Same with Juwan Johnson, same with Taysom Hill. Yeah, I think, and Kamara as well. Again, it's another one where you just have to throw it to Kamara and let him do the work. I think those are the ones who are worth looking at for QBs anyway. Running backs, so for the people who are holding like Marcus Mariota and stuff like that, I think it's like you can. I would probably get rid of him and start looking at people here to stash. And people you can stash. Naheem Hines, if you need points this week. So, Mikey D, you're starting James Robinson. I'd probably put Naheem Hines over him because at least you're guaranteed he's going to get some catches, and that means some points for you. So yeah, I would stick Naheem Hines in. If you're looking for guaranteed points this week. Chase Edmonds, he should absolutely be a stash, and he should be on your roster now because Raheem Mostert's missing practices. So yeah, if you've got the room, put Chase Edmonds on your team now. Alexander Masterson, yeah, I think you should. He's a high value stash. You've got Samaje Perine in case Mixon goes out. You've got don't do Malcolm Brown. That's not going to work. Jalen Warren in case Najee goes out, and yeah, then you're down to the usual suspects after that. But especially at this end of the season, like if someone has to go on IR and miss 4 weeks, and like those are like elite every down guys who are going to contribute to your team. Definitely need picking up. Wide receivers, Donovan Peoples-Jones is not the one, but he gets targets, he gets catches. Paris Campbell, I don't hate picking him up and putting him in. Like, it's chasing the points, but yeah, why not? Rondell Moore. So last year when Rondell Moore played against Minnesota, I think he had quite a good game. Wherever it is, Minnesota. Yeah. So he had like 7 catches, 114 yards, and a touchdown. Yeah, I would probably like Rondell Moore if you need a receiver to start, but I think everyone's pretty set at receiver anyway. He would be my choice of all the guys who are available here. Outside of that, you're just looking to do the usual stuff like stash rookies like Tyquan Thornton. Why not? Dwayne Eskridge is worth a look in Seattle. Not KJ Hamler, but yeah, just any. Ray McLeod had some play last week as well. I don't know if Christian Watson is still available, but I know, Christian Watson, he might be worth stashing as well because I know basically Rodgers has been kicking off about how shit his receivers are. So yeah, a couple of guys are worth stashing there. Tight end, Mike Gesicki. I like Mike Gesicki this week. I think it's like in Miami, he's been used more and more and more. He's a big athletic freak. Yeah, they seem to be using him correctly now. Dawson Knox, it's kind of name value and it's definitely chasing a touchdown, but he's part of a really, really good offense. So yeah, why not? Irv Smith, he is Arizona are bad against tight ends, so he's worth picking up. He's worth looking at. And then Hunter Henry, so if Bailey Zappi plays, he might feed him. Harrison Bryant is fine. There's just lots of guys who are like, you're rolling the dice for a touchdown, like Will Disley, you're rolling the dice for a touchdown. It's okay to do. Foster Moreau, so if Darren Waller misses another week, he'll be a high value start. And then, yeah, you're just getting into guys where you're hoping you're going to get a touchdown. But I think my favorite out of this group is going to be Gesicki. Followed by Irv Smith, then Dawson Knox if you're looking for a tight end. Bryant might be okay. Tonyan, I wouldn't do it again this week against Buffalo though. Defenses, Atlanta against Carolina is a trap. Carolina are probably going to smash Atlanta, so I avoid that one. But Tennessee against Houston, yes, put it in. Denver Broncos against Jacksonville, yes, put it in. That's good. Carolina against Atlanta, like you can just basically gamble. You can gamble on either one of them. It's okay to do that. Especially some of you guys who are like starting like the Jets defense and stuff like that. Like one of these guys will do better because the game will be over in about 2 hours. They're just going to run the ball at each other and the game's going to be done very, very quickly. But yeah, outside of that, I don't like anything. I don't think anything's worth. Oh god, excuse me. Got the hiccups back. Possibly Chicago. Dallas aren't very good, but the Chicago defense isn't very good either. It's a bit of a gamble. You're basically gambling Dak is bad there if you're going to do that, but there's too many good options up here to really warrant looking down that far. Yeah, I think some of you should be looking at changes here for your defenses because yeah, it's just bad choices really. So For example, I mean, I don't mind the Commanders' defense, but the Jets, you should look at changing. The Ravens, I would have looked at changing for sure. The Colts, numbnuts potentially look at changing. The Bucks, they've played already, but there would be potentials as well. And then the Jags, I would get off of the Jags and I would move on to like Atlanta or something like that, or Carolina, and just gamble on that game being crap, basically. But yeah, a couple of guys I think should look at changing for sure. So yeah, that's the roundup. That's we put the predictions out there. Best of luck, everyone, going into week 8, and I shall see you on the other side, where hopefully I'm 5-3. Peace.